guys, welcome to my channel Unity Pen, and in this video I will teach you about controls binding, how to implement them and how to change those bindings, and also how to reset our bindings to our by default binding, as dash default binding is space. So also I will also teach you how to implement them, and how to reset those bindings in Unity 2D, and also how to fix those bugs we will face during implementation, as when we try to change our binding from space to shift, which is already taken by a jump, it won't be able to set it because of the functionality we added in this code. So let's get started. So this is our Unity project on which we will implement our keyboard bindings, and in this project I can run left and right, and this spaceship can follow me anywhere, and also I can jump, and when I jump those boxes can be shoot out of me, and these boxes are spawned through object pooling. And if you don't know about object pooling, I will also make a video on it. So before start implementing, I will make sure that you will understand how to implement them and how these functionalities actually works. So let's start. So these are the steps we need to follow. We need to do these steps to fulfill our requirement. So as you know, we will use input system. This is a package we need to install from store. After installing that, we will also install a Rebinding UI. This is a built-in UI we will get. Also some script with it which help us to bind our keys, so that we don't have to write some extra code, which is a good thing. If someone provide us built-in code, why we implement it on our own? So next step would be to create an input action control. This is a control which after installing this we would be able to create one of our own. So then we edit our keys in it. After that we will create our user input. This user input CS will help us to get all the keys in a global way, so that we don't have to write each and every time. So this file have the reference of our keys. So then we will create some UI. After that we will use this prefab and create a multiple fields like move and jump, because in our project we have only movement and jump. So after that we will bind our prefab key and rebind action UI.cs file, which is the file which we also get from package, and this is a built-in code. So first of all, let me tell you how these things work. First of all, we also need to create this game object. Okay, so a keyboard canvas is like a UI. In this UI we also have multiple fields, for such as like this is our keyboard canvas, and in this we have the UI, and these are the fields like move, dash, jump, like this. And this input manager is in this we are not doing anything UI specific. In this we will give our controls reference here, and also over the map, like we are using in-game map, which we also create. Right now we didn't create it. And also our input script. So you will be say from where that came from. So this will came from our package we will install. So we have to search it like add component player, this you have to press it, and you will be able to see this if you install that package. So his its reference we give into this, and through this reference we will create keys, and these keys are singleton static, so that our player can use it like this. Let me show you like this. User input dot instance dot move input dot x. This is for vector 2D. So let's start working. So first of all we have to press this to install our package. This is our package manager. This is our input system. You have to update it, or you can use any kind of version. So I will update it. So it is installed. So if you won't be able to find it here, you can just this. But also with this you have to install this bind QA. You have to import it too. So it is imported. You can cancel it, and you would be able to see it here. This input system and 1.19.0 binding UI, and you can see this prefab and rebinding action UI editor. This rebinding action UI. You also need this. We have to also change in these files. So we have installed. Now our second step is to create our control. First of all, in our script, we will create our controls. I also prefer to create a folder for my input related. When you open it, then you will be seeing the input action editor. In this you have to set your keys. Right now there are no keys because I didn't set anything. So add one, and now we will give it a keyboard name. It depends upon you what kind of name you give it. I set required keyboard and save it, and in my action map I will give it name in game. So these are my actions, so I gave it a name move. But first of all we have to tell it that what kind of buttons we want. We want pass through, and by pressing it we set it pass through. There we choose vector 2 because to move left and right, vector 2. And in this binding we will going to set our bindings for keyboard for movement. So I will add a composite for left, right, up, down. So it is vector 2. Let me just delete it. It is vector 2. You can give it any name. I give it a and for a button we will set our binding. There we press path, listen for up I will choose W, so you have to press on listen and press any key you want, like I want W, so it automatically gives you W. So W is a path for up, for down I have S, and for left I have A, and for right I have B. Let me just, so this is for movement, and now we want one for our jump button. So we will combine it, delete it. So to jump I want space, so my jump button is also being initialized initially. So at the starting of the game, this is how my bindings would be. These are our bindings for the start. So for now we completed, we did this, we imported it, and also we created action control, and also set our keys. So these two things are completed. Now what we have to do, we have to create our user input script where we can code our keys, set it as a singleton. So so we create our user input file, cs script file. In this script file, all of the keys we set it, we give their reference in it, and also these after these references we return as a variable which is a global variable and private variable. We cannot change it from anywhere else beside this file. So first of all, I will add this player input and set its reference. So let's do it. So this is our input manager. In this we will add our player input. These are our controls, and it also captures in-game from it, which we also set it. So now we have to create our script. So we created our initial script and we attach our script here. So now in this script we have to give this player inputs reference. From this reference we get these keys which we set it in our in-game, like from there to there and from there to our user. So now we have to bind it. So this is the initial code. First I will write a code, then I will explain you one by one, word by word. So this is a code for user input. In this code, first of all, I added a user input instance, and this instance is of this on class. We need this to make our class a singleton, so that each and every time whenever we use it anywhere, we use only this object, not any other object. So first of all we created an instance, then we created our buttons and its types. For example, in this moving input, this is a vector too, because in this we change our position in x and y axis, and these are booleans which tell us that if it is pressed or not. Also, we also added the reference of our player input, and this player input type, this is a same player input uh, which we called here like this player input. This is the exact input reference, and this we are referencing this player input in our script, this player input, and we are always calling it in awake, and after getting this uh, component, then what we will going to do is we will fetch its input actions like this move and jump, and these move and jumps are the one which we added in our controls, this move and jump. So this happens in awake because awakes whenever we run our scene, then first thing which will run is awake. So at the very beginning of, of the running, we'll get all of the inputs, then here we get their input action types, and these are the actions we give them a name because these are the inputs. And also we also create another function named update inputs, and in this function we will set these values in it, move and jump. This move input have this reference, this move reference, and this move reference, and also we give it its type vector to with what kind of button that is. And you may also question that why there are three type of jumps, like see jump just pressed, jump begin being hold, jump released, because there are three types of buttons. One, when we press any button, and then when we hold our hand out of this button, when we press any button and when we release this button, then this release time will also returns true sometimes, and sometimes when we press a button, then it fulfill its work until we press it again. In our get inputs, we will add all of our references. These are the references from move and jump, and with respect to their types. And also we run this function in update. So as you know that update runs each and every frame in our game, so it will run every frame. So now we also completed our another step, which was create a user input file, and in this script we code our keys and also create a singleton of it, which we already did. So next step would be to set some UI. So now I will create a game object. So in this canvas we will create some good UI. So for UI, we have to add some designs. So I add some images here so we can make it a little bit visually appealing. So in this canvas, I edited one image in my project, so I will use this. I think that's better. So I have to import it. So I think my UI is complete. So now we created our canvas. Now we have to add those their UI. Let's add them. First we need to go into project. So in project sample input UI. For my easiness, I also created one empty rebindings and add it into this. And now these are the prefabs we are going to use, and we will add them in it. And I will also copy it. I need only two. I will just make them far apart from each other like this. So now let's see. So in these prefabs I have action name. Action name is like move or jump. There we have to like move and jump. And this is a trigger rebinding. In this we have one prefab which is a text for like a WASD or shift or space, which is a default which we set it before. So reset to default button. These are the buttons which are helpful for resetting them. So first of all we need to change this text into a text mesh pro, because text mesh pro is more changeable. We can also customize it. So to implement text mesh pro we have to find assembly document here somewhere. So here we will add text mesh pro. Now we have to do some changes in our rebinding action UI code. One of them is UI action binding, this one. Now in this code, we have to search for this text and change this text with, and with these changes you will be able to apply text mesh pro here. So we will apply text mesh pro in every text type. Second, and third, and there is fourth. So we also have to add these to where we are using these labels, so we can also search them there. We also have to. Now changes are added. We will remove these text and add text mesh pro. I use this, but I need to use this. Which is better. But there is one problem that it is a prefab, but I changed only one prefab and it didn't affect the other, but I want both of them to have text mesh pro. So for this I press this icon. Now this is a single prefab. If I do any kind of change here, then it will changes each and every prefab I used. And also we remove it from action finding text. Now it is way better. So now we implemented text mesh pro, so now we have to bind them with our control. Before that, we also completed our this part. Now we will going to bind prefab with keys. So our first binding action is in game and move, because first of all we have to change its name so that now for move now we have to select in-game move. Now we have to bind those keys, and also we have to now in this UI you can see that action label we need to add here, and action label is this one. So this is our action label here, and it shows move came from this script read from control. So this script have an excess of control, so it knows due to this, because we give the reference of in-game slash move. And now for binding text is this WAST, which was selected. Now you can see its text is way bigger than we thought. So this rebinding overlay is like some kind of menu or some kind of panel which appears whenever you press on this, because whenever you press on this, then system will tell you to please bind some key. So to show that text, to show that specific panel, we have to create our separate panel for it. So to create our separate panel, we have to and inside this binding panel we will give text. And we will going to set it in the middle, and we also make it a child of binding panel, and we have to unlock it. So I just increase its opacity so that I can see the text easily. So now we have to make them unchecked so that it won't be visible each and every time. And we will add this binding panel here like this, and also its text here. You can also add its binding info, but I don't need it, so that's why I didn't add it. So now we have to fix that text. I think that's better. So now it's time for jump, and we will do the same thing with jump. Yes, that was the issue. So now I think we have to test our game. So now I have to change it up. I will do up with y h g j. Yes, it is changing, and now I have to see that space. I will do space same as for my up button, so that I can see that, see, there is no duplication handling. So we have to handle duplication so that it won't cause any problem. We have to replace those. For example, if there is space and if I do y, then this space goes there and this y move towards a jump. So reset button is also working fine. So now let's see. In this code we have to do some changes to fix this issue. So just to fix this duplication issue, we need to create a new function. So in this function we will check if there are any duplication in our bindings, and if there is, then return us true or false, so that we can perform other actions on it. So for that we have to create a function. So we have to paste it somewhere like here. This is a function up to the cancel bind, and below to the update rebinding flow. So this function checks, this function is bool type, as it gets true or false. So it is getting action, which is a input we will provide, also a binding index, and also all composite parts, which is a move, which is a bundle of keys like WSD. All four of them are added in a single move. So in this we will check whether if our player if press any key and this new key is same as any of the keys in our in-game mapping. And as you know, we created our map as in-game. So in-game mappings, in our in-game mappings we have move and we have jump, and it checks in move and jump if this new key repeats or not. If it repeats, then it returns true. And same for all composite parts. This is for normal, and this is for all, for a bind, for a bundle key, which is a combination of four keys. So after returning a value from there, we have to use this function. So we will use this function in a completion. So there I will paste a code. This is a check duplication code. It checks for input. If input bindings, any of the binding is same as the existing one, new binding will be removed, which is given by our user, given by our player. So after that we will also add a escape key, so that whenever we want to bind, and then if we change our mind and we are like we don't want to change these bindings, so we can press escape button. So this binding process will be in hold. So we add this part of the code here. With cancel through, you will be able to cancel the binding in the middle of binding. And also this line exclude escape button to be saved as in our binding, so that we don't want escape button for our motion or jump. We only want escape button for only one purpose, which is to escape from binding, which is a good thing, and is a good practice. So after that we will try to test our code. So we are in the middle of a binding, so if I press escape, then binding removes. So for space, when I press escape, then it will not save escape as a key, but rather it uses escape for removing it. So same for so if I try to add space here, so it gives duplication binding found. This code is coming from this is a code in our check duplication binding, and if there are any binding, it will return us this debug.log. This is helpful for detecting if there is any problem, and also returns a true. So that so now if I give space m, and there if I use space and other keys, and if I reset m, then space goes duplicate. Now this issue needs to be fixed, so let's fix this issue. In rebinding action UI file, move toward this function reset to default, because we need to change this, and in this part we will create a new function which will help us to swap the keys between two bindings. So to do this, first of all we need to add new function. This is a function reset binding. We need to add this function. This function first detects, then it swaps the keys if there is chance for any duplication. So we don't need this part of the code, this if and else. So we will comment it out. So there we will add this code reset binding, we will use it here. So first of the part is to help us in composite bindings like WASD, and reset binding is the for normal reset binding is for the single key, which is helpful because I also face some issues during combine keys. So that's why we have to add this part. So after adding this section, if we test this code, so WASD, if I change space to M and up to space and any other key, so if I reset my jump, then jump will move to space because space was its by default binding. So if I press it, M goes there. So other keys didn't change, so you can also see. So it is working, but I still believe there is a one issue when we try to when we press on it, and when I press D, then first key is binded, and if I press escape, then D and D, they both duplicates. So to fix this issue, I still think that making them as a single bind is not efficient. so making them separate is a better option. So if you want to separate them like WSD in a separate key, you can press it here. You can only singly press up here, like if you press this became a single key for up. So this is how you can also change it. So you also need to change move text. You can also change this text, but I don't want to change it, so I stick with this part for now. So now last part remains is that we want to add the binding keys in our player. To add keys in our player script, so we need to go to play script where we write our code for the motion. This is my script, and in this script right now I am using hard coded jump or hard coded keys, but I want dynamic keys. So first of all I will change my move key. In my move, this axis helps me to move this key, so I will replace this with this key. You can question that from where does that thing came from. In our user input we have this move input, so we made this class static, so we don't have to import it. I used user input dot instance dot move input dot x, like this is the combination. Same for jump, I use release jump. So for this I will do the same thing in this jump right now. So to this code I will change it to this part, so that it can dynamically be used. So let's test this part. I use DG. So I change my buttons to DGFK. Sorry, DGFH. So I change space to shift. Look at. So DG, these are working fine, but my jump button is not working, so I need to fix it. So now I debugged the issue. The problem was that I was using jump button multiple places. I only changed it here, but I forgot to change it at this place. And also that I am using this key code dot space. This key is hard coded, and this was for releasing the blocks that you can see here. If I change space to B, then I am jumping, and if I press space, then boxes are released. So the problem was that I forgot to change the key. And now if you want to hide this key control, so to hide this key control we have to create another input manager, but it will not be actually input manager, it will be more like a pause manager. So let me create a pause manager. So I created a pause manager, and also I create a new script here. So I will create a new script. With the name of pause manager. So this is our initial, and now we add in this code in it. You can also copy paste this, so it also pauses over time. It would be great. So in this pause manager we will add this pause manager script. So in this I will add this key canvas, because I want to hide it whenever I press escape key. So if when I run this code and everything is hidden, and if I press escape, then it appears and time stops. So this spaceship is not following us, and I can change it to M. So like if you close your project or reopen it, and if you want those keys bindings be saved, so for that we have to go to project, rebinding. There is a CS file named rebind save load, which also contains a code for saving. So we paste it to our keyboard canvas. So in this our action will be control, I think save and loading, and in this play variable you can give any name. I think this is I think it stores the name of the file, .json file, in which these keys would be stored. It is important to fill it. I give it a name keybind and save it a little bit and run my code. So after running, if I m is stored instead of space, I used L, and if I again run this project, you can see L is saved. So in our last part of this video, almost all of the things are working. Now we also have completed this, and now also we have completed this, and this diagram is very important in a way that if you want to understand again or recap those things, you can also watch this diagram. This is very important. First of all, we have keyboard canvas. In this we have move and jump, which are linked to rebinding joy action. This decides how keys will be reset, how keys will be reswapped, everything. And this code came with the package we installed, and also we created a control. In this control we also added in game. In this control we also added in game. This in game contains move and jump. So in this player input we give the reference of control, and also in game which comes with it. Also we get those reference from player input to user input to give it a specific name, and make it a singleton and static, so that our player can use these keys directly. So you can also see this diagram to understand how things are actually working. So that's it for today. I hope you learned something new. You can also add multiple things, but the main functionality is complete. I hope you all learned something new. So thank you for watching. You can also like this video. You can also comment so that I can understand my weaknesses, or also I can teach you something new. So thanks and bye.